Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing okay. Come on in. Let's get ready to get to work. Um, and hope everybody can hear me okay. Let me know if you can. If you are tuned in on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, let me know. You can hear me okay. All right, William. Sounds good. All right. While you're doing that, good. Sounds great. All right. Let me know what city, state you are tuned in from or country. If you're not from America, let me know where you're tuned in from. That'll give me a chance to get my notes kind of switched over. I've got a few things going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Where are you from? Grenada. No way. That's awesome. I'm going to be there very soon. New Orleans. I appreciate you. Hey, everybody. Hey. Some of you are saying hello. Let me know what city, state, or country, if not from America, you're tuning in from. Chicago, Philly, I appreciate you. Um, St. Louis, thank you so much. Greensboro, of course. Trinidad and Tobago, California. Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, where are you? I got too much going on in here. Um, Yeah, keep going. Ohio, Guyana. Thank you. Wow. Chicago again. Princeton, New Jersey. Like one, too early. Thank you, Lamicia. Dallas, got some news for you all really soon. Atlanta as well. New Zealand. Um, Got a nice mix tonight. Very nice mix. Detroit. All right. Texas, Charlotte, Harlem. Miss you, Harlem. California, San Diego, Memphis, Tennessee, Little Rock, Arkansas, New Zealand. Wow. Memphis, Tennessee again. Um, yeah, just quite a crowd here. TikTok is going slow, but we're going to go ahead and get going anyway. DMV, thank you so much. I'm definitely going to get going here anyway. Indiana, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. New Orleans, Alameda, California, of course, every week. Thank you for your support. Philadelphia, Little Rock, Arkansas. Greensboro again. Thank you. Appreciate you. Detroit, Atlanta. All right, y'all are moving in here tonight. This is good. Like the video, of course, when you let me know what city, state, or country you're tuned in from. Hit the like button. I need you to do two things. Hit the like button. I want you to hit the share button on whatever network you're watching and share it to your network. I've got a pretty good conversation for you tonight, I believe, and I'm excited to present it to you. So go ahead and get this out for me. Let me know your city, state, or country, and then go ahead and share it so we can get ready to get going. Tampa, Florida. Huntersville, North Carolina. Hey, B. Pocatello, Idaho. Appreciate you. Vegas, thank you. Indiana, Pittsburgh, PA. Like the video, share it. I really would appreciate it. New Braunfels, Texas. I hope I'm saying that right. Appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Barbara, already for your support. Don't have my soundboard, but I would hit it if I did. I appreciate you. You definitely want to support the tonight show. I think tonight's going to be a solid show. And so I certainly encourage all of you to do exactly that. Um, Good. Yuma, Arizona. Wow, you guys are still rolling in. TikTok is going slow, but we'll TikTok, let me know where you are tuned in from as well. Jacksonville, Florida, Houston, Texas. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate all of you and just thankful for all of you. As you can see, I'm clearly not at home. Houston, Texas. And I appreciate you. Tonight, we're talking about healing childhood wounds. And so this is going to be good. And I'm looking forward to helping you work through some things on tonight related to your childhood wounds. There we go. My notes finally populated. Almost gonna, my devices are very slow right now, probably because I'm wearing my stuff out. Um, that's probably what it is. I appreciate all of you. No music tonight, no anything, just me. I am traveling. I'm with my family again on another family um vacation. Though I've been working a lot this week, getting a lot done because there's so much happening. I don't even really know where to start, if I'm being honest with you. There are so many different things happening, and I've got so much to share with you tonight, and I'm just trying to grab my bearings because there's a lot I've got to announce tonight. So if you've let me know your city, state, or country, then go ahead and like the video, share the video, and let's get ready to walk through some brief announcements, and then I'm going to sprinkle some announcements throughout the call tonight. Where are my glasses? Over there. Y'all gonna have to see me stand. I'll be back. I'm gonna sprinkle my announcements into the live tonight, and because there's a lot I need to announce, and there are a lot of things going on, and so I will definitely share these things with you as I go. But I just appreciate your support. All right. If you haven't liked the video already, like it, share the video. That helps us get in the algorithm and more people to see this content. And I would appreciate it. So I got a lot to tell you. It ain't bad stuff, not at all, but a lot to tell you and share with you. And we'll kind of sprinkle the announcements throughout the night because there are some things that I want to get right into. But let me first thank all of my subscribers, those of you that are subscribed through IG subscription or Patreon. I want to say thank you for your support. We are in the middle of teaching a series on how to heal your attachment style, and let me tell you, it's been next level. Next level by far, one of the best series I think I've taught in a very long time. And so if you're interested in doing this summer work with us, it's the only thing I'm teaching subscribers for the rest of the summer. And so every Monday except for one, we've got one Monday coming up where we're going to miss. But I'm teaching for the remainder of the summer subscribers how to heal their attachment style. And if that's something you're interested in doing, I would highly recommend you be a part of the subscriber community. That is the wave of the future when it comes to this work and what it is that I'm looking to do. It is absolutely the wave of the future. And so if you have not subscribed, make sure you do that right away because it's going to be helpful. That's number one. So thank you, subscribers. Let me say this also, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know I've kept it in my announcements for all of my content for some time, that if you have a question, email it in. We're going to go ahead and address those questions. And I've been putting it off. But frankly, I haven't had time to really breathe and focus on YouTube the way I want to. And that's about to shift as well. And so if you've got a question or something you want me to answer via the YouTube channel, make sure you do that. This is going to be a great segue for my podcast. So I'm going to start going YouTube heavy. I'm not going to leave Instagram. I'm not going to leave Facebook. I guess I'm not going to leave TikTok, but I'm going to go very heavy in content on YouTube so that I can do more longer form video, which is what I enjoy. And also I can just do more general talks like this and turn them into content about a variety of different topics. And it's going to allow me to hopefully create some more flexibility in my personal schedule. So that'll be coming up. If you have not subscribed via YouTube, make sure you do that right away. Okay. Yeah, if you are a subscriber, all of my content is saved there. And so you can subscribe today, you can subscribe 3 months from now, you can go all the way back to some of my earlier lives that were about 3 years ago. You can see those and really catch up. And I have subscribers and people that binge watch regularly. So make sure you do that if you haven't already. Subscribe. Let me mention this too. Shout out to those of you that have been inquiring about getting on my calendar, particularly couples. Let me tell you what has been very popular, and I've got to get more dates added. You'll see it on the screen here. I've got to get more dates added. The couples intensive has been incredibly popular. Many of you that follow my work, you know that it is quite a wait sometimes to get onto my calendar. And I don't know when my calendar will open up for new clients again this year. Um, it's going to be later in the year. I don't think it's going to happen this summer, not at all. But those of you that are particularly in couples, whether you're in a relationship, you're married, whatever, this 3 hour couples intensive may be beneficial to you. And the premise is really simple. Give me 3 hours, and I'll work with you and your partner, your spouse, whomever, to try to create some solutions concerning challenges in your relationships. And this is a lot easier in many ways. This is a lot easier in many ways than trying to get on my calendar. Uh, trying to let you know. This is actually a lot easier for many people than it is trying to wait on my calendar. And so I'll have some more dates posted about this really, 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 really soon. I don't know, Facebook, if I've lost you. Um, okay, you're already live. Yeah, I don't know Facebook what's going on, but hopefully everything is okay with Facebook. I should have some more dates really soon for those of you that are interested in doing that. Okay, and so hopefully that will be changing, and I'll be able to update my calendar and add those dates as well. But right now, the wait time for my calendar is easily about 3 months, and that's minimum. Now, I've already got appointments scheduled into October and November, and a few in December. So my calendar fills out really, 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 really quickly. And so I certainly want to encourage all of you, if you are interested, to check that out. Let me see what's going on with Facebook here, because everybody's saying Facebook is a problem. I don't know what's going on. This streaming software is really starting uh, to be annoying, to say the least. But we're going to get right into it tonight because I've got a hard stop at 10:30. Yeah, it's saying I was live, so I don't know what this is about. Um, Let me see. Let me see if I can do something here. Uh, y'all bear with me because the people on Facebook were dropped. Let me just see here. Let's see. Mm, Okay, let's try it again. Let's see what Facebook does. And so, yeah, I don't know when my books will open, but hopefully they will open really soon. And when they do open, we'll do everything that we can to get as many people onto it as we possibly can. Let me also say shout out to Charlotte. I will be doing no, before I get into Charlotte, shout out to Chicago. Chicago was outstanding. Okay. Chicago was outstanding. I really wish I had my soundboard tonight. Chicago was really outstanding. It was executed well. It was attended well. The people were so nice. Everything was just outstanding. And I just want to shout out Chicago and thank you so much for your support. Miss Lashina was on that awesome team. She's so sweet and awesome. And they did such a wonderful job. Thank you for your support. Chicago was outstanding. And I was really pleased with Chicago, and just want to just say thank you to those of you that supported the tour stop in Chicago. It absolutely would not have been possible without your support. And so I'm grateful for all of you that came through Chicago. Now, we are on the way to Charlotte, North Carolina. And Charlotte is really dominating my time right now. Miss Tiffany Watson is running a tight ship and she is dominating my time. Doc, I need this. I need this. Doc, do this. Do this. I like it. When you lead in a lot of different areas and you're running and managing a lot of things, there's nothing more awesome sometimes than a woman telling you what to do. And so she's, Doc, do this. I need this. And Doc, I need you to give me this, do this. And so if you have not purchased your ticket for Charlotte, I need you to do that ASAP. They are marketing that event really hard. They are promoting that event really hard. And they've got a contest. They have a contest that is starting tomorrow. Now, let me tell you how much I love Charlotte. I love Charlotte not only because Charlotte is, in essence, like coming home for me. One of the other reasons why I really love Charlotte is because Charlotte is really doing a great job of marketing and getting the word out. And so I am not even going to do a video tomorrow. Typically, if you follow my work, my content on Fridays, I always do a stop doing this video. Well, I'm wiping that off the board because Tiffany Watson is not going to let me do nothing else. And I love it. I absolutely love it. She is a sweetheart and phenomenal leader. And so we're doing a contest for Charlotte tomorrow. It's going to start rather tomorrow, and it is to give away a ticket for VIP to the Charlotte stop. Now, the video about the contest will be posted tomorrow. The instructions will be there. Make sure you follow the instructions. But in essence, I can tell you it's gonna entail a 90-second video about how this work, my work, has impacted your life, how healing has impacted your life. Maybe you're on the healing journey. And then in that video, or after you do that video, you're going to tag 10 people and you're going to put in the chat area, help me VIP in Charlotte. That's all you're going to do. And people are going to vote. They're going to vote on your video, and the top vote getter is going to join me in VIP August the 16th in Charlotte. So it's going to be great. And I'm excited about it. Just so grateful for the Charlotte team. So very creative. They're doing a lot of very creative things. And I'm really excited about that. And so I wanted to put that out there in the beginning. I'll have more about that later on in the show. I'll get into more of that later in the show. But I wanted to mention it in the beginning and hit it quickly. And we'll revisit it throughout the talk as well. Let me also say this: pre-orders for book number 5 should start to go out next week. And I'm very excited about book number 5 because book number 5 is absolutely, to me, a winner. And it's on the power of letting go. Book number 5 is called Don't Make It Happen, Let It Go. I wrote this book. Here's the gag. I wrote this book. Was this 25? I wrote this book 4 years ago. I wrote this book 4 years ago, and I was going to release it, but then I pivoted and said maybe I should do 5 areas of healing first because it's a lot easier to heal or let go when you heal. And so I released the 5 areas of healing first. And then that forced me to make some adjustments to this book that was really ready back in 2021. And now is a great time because the reality is it's a whole lot easier to let go when you do it from a healed space. So this is going to be powerful. And my goal is that this will be released for pre-orders starting next week, probably just in time for physical copies to be ready at the Charlotte stop. So there's a lot going on. I don't get no sleep. All I do is work. And that's just what it is. But this is really exciting. And I wish I had my soundboard because I'd be clapping for myself. So be on the lookout for that. We'll put it out there. Worst case scenario, pre-orders may start next Thursday at next Thursday's live. But we'll see, or we may have a special video introducing that. Now, do me a favor. Go ahead and grab your journal if you haven't already. I want to challenge all of you to support the show. If you have not done so, make sure you do that. It's going to be an incredible show. Grab your journal. Of course, if I say something that makes sense tonight, I want you to type church in the comments with as many R's as possible. Want to shout out all of my moderators on all of the networks who do such a phenomenal job of keeping birds out of the chat. Please don't go back and forth with people in the chat area. Tonight is going to be one of those nights where I'm going to have to come down hard for a little while, and that's fine. So don't go back and forth with people in the chat area. The moderators do a wonderful job of shooting birds out of the air. Here at Inspire Nation, we are eagles that fly high above birds. And so if you see a comment in the chat area that is not professional, that's rude, that's mean, that's whatever, just drop an eagle in the chat and my moderators will shoot those folks out of the chat room. I probably shouldn't say shoot on a live, but you get what I'm saying. And so I want to thank you for your support tonight. Now, grab your journal. Let's get into it. Healing your childhood wounds. I want you to record it. Yes, for those of you that are asking, I'm not at home. I'm on a family vacation. And so another family vacation. And so I got a hard stop in 60 minutes. I got a lot to get through in 16 minutes, but I'm going to get it done. So I need you to write fast tonight. All right. Healing your childhood wounds is what I want to talk about. Put that in the chat, put it in your journal. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow and until you get back to work on Monday. All right. Healing your childhood wounds is what I want to discuss. And this is going to be powerful. And this topic has actually been on my mind. Get you something to write with as well. We may do a diagram, I'm not sure. But this is a topic that has been on my mind for some time now, because I had an incredible revelation a few weeks ago about childhood wounds and my work, ironically. I had an incredible revelation about childhood wounds and my work, and it's simple. The reality is, I would not be have as many clients and have as much work as I have if not for poor parenting. Poor parenting might be single handedly the number one reason why I have a lot of clients. Doc, does that mean all of your clients are kids? No. Less than 5% of my clients are under the age of 14. Less than 5%. I'm talking about you grown folks. One of the main reasons why I have a lot of clients is because of piss poor parenting. And so we got to deal with some stuff tonight. And well, maybe some of you are saying, well, Doc, I'm not a parent. It doesn't relate to me. Well, I promise you, even if you're not a parent, if you're an adult, I can almost guarantee you that some of the challenges you're experiencing right now might be the result of your childhood. And we're going to need to help you heal those things so that whether you have a child or you are childless, we don't continue to purport this behavior onto other people. I'm telling you, if not for bad, piss poor parenting, I wouldn't have a lot of clients. Not at all. Now, let me debunk something real quick. Y'all supporting the show, by the way? Was last week's live good or not? We were talking about beating depression. Wasn't that crazy good? Oh my God. Last week was crazy. Go back and watch that live. I want to thank all of you that supported last week. I really appreciate it. Look, let me debunk something about childhood wounds really quickly. We understand that attachment styles are born between the ages of roughly 2 to 3 to 8 to 9ish. 2 to 3, 8 to 9ish is when our attachment styles are formed. Well, who helps us mold our attachment styles? Our attachment styles are molded by the folks who are responsible for raising us. Our parents, our guardians. If your parents didn't do it, some of you were raised by your grandparents. We've talked about this before at nauseum, right? Why is this important? Well, it's important because we always equate attachment style to brokenness as adults. I have a lot of clients who come to me and say things like, oh, I'm dealing with all these problems because of my attachment style. And my attachment style is the reason why I have all of these issues as an adult. Well, attachment style can be the reason why many of us struggle with a lot of challenges. Very possible. But let me give you three things that don't influence your attachment style. And some of these are going to floor you. Because I had to correct hard a client a few weeks ago. Sweet lady. I had to correct her hard. I said, ma'am, don't use another term on another one of my calls. If you use one more term on my calls, because it's clear you don't know how to define them and it's clear you don't understand what these words really mean. If you use one more term, we're going to do something different. Get off Wikipedia and TikTok and stop using words you don't understand. Why am I making a big deal out of this? Because a lot of us are making certain factors connected to our attachment style. We are equating certain factors to our attachment style, and these factors are not only not reasons that influence your attachment style, these factors become excuses for you not to change. They become excuses for you not to change. Look, somebody put in the comments, Doc, you really said that? Yeah, I do. And let me just say this, by the way. When my books open up, I have to remind you all every couple of months, don't sign up for my work if you don't want the truth. I don't know why many of you would spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and some of you thousands of dollars to work with me just to get on the on the camera, and then get mad when I tell you the truth. What did you sign up for? Save your money and get out of line. Okay? Y'all, there are three things that do not influence attachment style that people I've seen in my work have tried to equate to attachment style. Let me give you those three things. Number one, poverty. I'm about to get in trouble. This is going to be brutal. Y'all supporting this show? Poverty. Let's start with that. Poverty has nothing to do with your attachment style. Well, Doc, I wouldn't be anxious if I didn't grow up poor, Doc. If I didn't grow up in the projects, Doc. If I didn't grow up as as an orphan, Doc, I wouldn't be anxious. I wouldn't be avoid. Your poverty has nothing to do with your attachment style. Your poverty has nothing to do with your attachment style. How poor you grew up, how much money you had or did not have, has nothing to do with your attachment style. Let me tell you something. Some of the healthiest people that I've worked with are people that don't have a whole lot. Where's my soundboard when I need it? I need some virtual oh my gods in the comment sections to just write. Some of y'all gonna have to type oh my god in all capital letters tonight to just motivate me without my board. Many of you have used your money and poverty as an excuse to say, oh, that's why I'm anxious, Doc. That's why I'm gonna avoid it. That's why I'm dismissed. Baloney. Baloney. In fact, it has absolutely nothing to do with your attachment style. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Journal with Jamel, I believe that is. Has nothing to do with your attachment style. Your poverty becomes an excuse for you to be anxious, avoidant, if you allow it to empower your behavior. Can't tell me that. And I'm going to take it a step further. Y'all ready for this? And this is going to be bad. Some of the wildest stories I've heard in this space have come from folk that got a whole lot of money. Some of those challenging predicaments that people are in have come from clients that got a whole lot of money. Private jets, nannies, multiple houses, property everywhere, and two Skittles from completely delusional. Y'all, money will never fix your mental health. Work is. I want you to record it now. Money won't fix your mental health, and it won't debilitate it either. The lack of it won't debilitate it either. It's the work that's going to do it. And this is why many of you need to heal while you broke. Man, I wish I had my soundboard in here. Many of you need to heal while you broke. You know why? Because if you heal while you got some money, You might get comfortable in the thing that you used to. I am so grateful that my healing journey took place when I can barely pay my bills. Let me just be transparent real quick. When I can barely pay my bills, my healing journey took place. Why is that important? Because it taught me things don't heal you. So for all of you that are thinking your attachment style is connected to how much money you got or where you live, bullcrap. It's an excuse at its finest. Heal while you broke. Because if you heal while you're broke and you get into a little bit of money, then you will remain true to who you are. Besides, let's just say this out loud. Money doesn't change people. It just reveals what you are. My heart was good when I was broke. My heart was good. Me and the kids talk about this a lot. And a lot of that, they didn't even know what was going on. They were, me and their mom were laughing. Their mom had a Great Dane, uh, one of her mini dogs when my kids were little. And we used to put Giselle on the Great Dane's back. Yeah, my kids didn't even understand how poor and how much we struggled in that home. They had no idea. So now we laugh and we talk about it. And it's like, Dad, oh my God, we don't remember that. But one thing we do know is you always work. You are always working. You would sit us on your lap. You had us on your lap while you were typing. Sometimes we showed up in your calls. You had us sitting right there. You always made time for us. You always worked. That's one thing we've always known. You know why? Because money don't change who you are. It just reveals who you are. And this is why sometimes it's easier for poor people to heal than it is rich. Now, this is really a spiritual principle, and I don't have time to deal with it tonight. I wish I had 2 hours, but this is really a spiritual principle. This is why, for those of us that are Christians, shout out to all my atheists, Muslims, agnostics, everybody that's tuned in, and my clients. I love y'all. Y'all know I do. But this is why us as Christians, the Bible tells us something plainly that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go into heaven. You know why? Because when you poor and you ain't got nothing else, sometimes that forces you to go a little bit deeper. Money just reveals who you are. Money does not create integrity, it reveals it. Money doesn't create happiness, it reveals it. Money doesn't create a vice, it reveals it. Baby, you can be a crackhead broke, and you can be a rich crackhead with a lot of money. Does this make sense? So, poverty, poverty doesn't impact your attachment style. How much money you have or don't have does not. So cut that out, Doc. If I had more money, I wouldn't be as anxious. I wouldn't be avoided. I wouldn't be so easily attacked. Cut it out. There's no research that suggests that poverty connects your attachment style. Let me give you a second thing that doesn't influence your attachment style. This is gonna floor some of y'all. You ready? The mic on. Divorce. Divorce does not influence your attachment style. This is where I'm about to lose some of y'all. Doc, are you sure about that? Are you sure, Doc, that divorce will not influence your attachment style? I'm positive. I will tell you what influences your attachment style more than divorce. You ready? Being in a marriage with somebody where your values don't match, you fighting, cussing, and cutting every other day right in front of your kids, and they sit there and watch it, and they begin to normalize your interaction together as normal love. That does way more work damage to your attachment style than divorce does. In other words, some of y'all worried about the wrong things. You think that because you experience a divorce, that just is going to debilitate your attachment style. And it doesn't have to be. You know why? Because some of us have experienced divorce and we did it in an amicable way, and our children are just fine. Some of us came from divorce homes where our parents, either one of them or both of them, did everything that was necessary to ensure you receive balance as a young person, and you turn out just fine. So, this idea that you are doomed to hell because you come from a divorced family is foolishness. I'll tell you what it is, it's called an excuse. And I'm going to explain that a little bit because I'm going to give you three, maybe four things you can heal to correct your childhood wound. And I'm going to spend more time on this one. All right. So I'm going to come back to this, but it absolutely can be fixed. But you've got to be honest and self aware. We're going to get into self awareness in a second. But you got to be honest and self aware about a number of things, including your parents. We'll come to that in a second. But divorce isn't the end all be all. I have friends that have come through divorce that have been divorced. And let me tell you something, they are some of the best parents and they are some of the best husbands and wives you will ever meet. No, now I know a lot of this content is out here telling you, oh, don't break up a home, even though the husband being abusive or the wife being abusive or cheating, whatever it is. Don't break up a home because you're going to damage the kids. Foolishness. I want you to put this in your notes. And if you got to plaster it on your forehead, do it. For your child to be secure and healthy, they need one healed parent. That's it. They need one healed parent. Listen, is two healed parents the best scenario? Absolutely. I had to break this down to some clients last week. There's such a thing when it comes to solutions as good, better, and best. Best scenario, two healed parents. Better scenario, one healed parent. Good scenario, uh, at least one aware parent who's trying to do what they can to become the best version of themselves. Good, better, best. But let me tell you something. If you grew up with at least one parent that was self aware, that was striving to be healed, demonstrate a healed lifestyle in front of you, you have no excuse to be anxious as a result of a divorce. Boy, where's my soundboard when I need it so I can hit that cricket button? You got no excuse. If you're a young person watching right now and you're being raised by a single parent, you have no excuse to be anxious if that parent is doing the work. So we got to quit creating all of these excuses that keep people in therapy for 20 years. It's passing dysfunction at its finest. Okay? So that's another thing that doesn't influence your attachment style. Let me give you a third one. You ready? Family history. What, doc? No. Family history does not influence your attachment style. Are you serious? Doc, what if everybody in my family is crazy? No, it doesn't. Family history doesn't influence your attachment style. I'll tell you what influences better than family history. You ready? It ain't poverty. It ain't divorce. It ain't family history. I want everybody to put this in the chat. I need somebody to support this show right now fast, or I'm taking it down. Choices. You want to know what influences your attachment style? Choices. Choices. Nothing influences your attachment style like choices. And you know why mainstream doesn't like teaching attachment styles like this, which is why I'm debating. Book number 6 is either going to be on relationships, which y'all love for me to talk about. I'm not a relationship expert or coach, but healing helps you have better relationships. I'll admit that. So I'm good at teaching it, and I'm good at knowing it, and I'm good at doing it because healing helps with that. So it's either going to be on relationship or it's going to be on attachment styles. But they don't like you to teach attachment styles like this. You know why? Because it debunks all of this foolishness that people did your attachment style to you. No, nothing creates an attachment style like a choice. And I have the data. Some of y'all are just talking. I got the data. I have clients who have come from circumstances that would make some of y'all blush hard. I have heard some of the most gut wrenching, heartbreaking stories about clients that have overcome all kinds of things in their lives. Parents, both of their parents strung out on drugs, grew up in an orphanage, didn't even know their parents, had to deal with things like molestation and all kinds of. And I've had clients come out of all of that and create outstanding lives for themselves in a secure way. And you mean to tell me that just because you got a crazy family history, that means you got to be crazy? I wish I had my mic so I could say it and scream it loud. You can come from crazy circumstances, and that don't mean you have to be crazy. And I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you. When I talk to my clients like this, some of them are taken aback because they're used to many therapists and counselors and coaches making excuses for them. I don't do that. That ain't my style. Never has been, never will be. Doc, never say never. Never. Is that loud enough? Nothing influences your attachment style like a choice. Doc, my parents were dysfunctional. That, hey, it can have some influence on it. But when you become aware, when you know the difference between right or wrong, you can make a choice. And nothing shifts your attachment style like a choice. Nothing repairs. Doc, how can we break it? Nothing repairs your attachment style like a choice. I have friends, I have colleagues, former colleagues that have gone through 12-step programs that will be quick to tell you that step 1 of that 12-step program, acknowledging that you have a problem, is the beginning of you making a different choice. There's not even an addiction you can't break without making a different choice. Choices solve a lot of problems. Which brings me to parenting. You ready? Because some of you parents, this is going to challenge you. And some of you that were parented bad, this is going to free you. Some of you that are thinking about parenting, you need to listen to what I'm about to say to you. I said at the beginning of tonight's talk that parenting, poor parenting, without a doubt, is the number one reason why my work is so popular. Because I don't care if my client is 18 or my oldest client, 81. A lot of the problems they describe are the results of poor parenting. And let me tell you something. I want everybody to put this in the chat because I'm about to take the next 10 minutes and talk about parenting. You ready? When it comes to parenting, your job is to figure it out. Where's my soundboard? Because I feel like I'm about to just go off. When it comes to parenting, your job is to figure it out. Doc, what's the it? I don't care what it is. Anything related to your kids, your job is to figure it out. Let me tell you, the reason why a lot of my clients have come from piss poor circumstances is because their mom and daddy struggled to figure it out. I have never seen a generation of more piss poor parents in my entire brief lifetime than I have now. And when I say generation, I ain't talking about young people. I'm talking about you can be in your 60s, 70s, and 80s and be a piss poor parent. I see it every day. Your job is to figure it out, which means when your kids need things, they got problems, they have challenges, issues, you got schedules to manage. I can go down a laundry list of things. Figure it out. I was sharing with a couple recently, really digging into a couple recently about missing some things with their child, one of them in particular, and was hearing all these excuses about traffic and stuff. And I said, look, bro, my kid's 11, 12. I have only missed two things in their life. Two. Let me just talk about me. Are y'all supporting the show? I hope y'all are. Y'all ain't supporting the show. What's up with y'all? I've only missed two things in my life. Number one, I missed the daddy daughter dance this year, February. Those of you that were in the Atlanta stop, you know what I'm talking about because I talked about it. They announced that date 45 days before the show. I had Atlanta set at the end of 2024. Venue booked, everything going on. And when they rolled that date out, I had to tell my daughter, baby, I can't take you this year. It's the hardest thing I ever had to do. She didn't cry. She wasn't upset. She was sad. Dad, I am sad, but I understand. I missed that. There's another thing that I missed. And this is won't really a miss. I figured it out. My kids, my son had a practice, and my daughter had a school concert at the same exact time, about 25 minutes apart, distance wise, which meant just use this as an example. Both of them, their practices and their concerts started at 7 p.m. They started at the same time in two different locations. Mom wasn't available. My parents weren't available. I had to figure out how to get them there. You know what I did? Called this coach and said, hey, my son is either going to be 30 to 45 minutes late or he may not make it at all. Well, so happened that band concert was all of a hot 25, 30 minutes. So me and my son went to my daughter's concert because that was for a grade. I had to make a decision, figure it out. When the concert was over, we grabbed Giselle, we hopped in the car, and we ran to that practice and caught the last 25 minutes of that practice. I ain't missed but two things. And I work 90 hours a week. And I have a business that's growing. And I'm on tour. And I have my children 90% of the time. Figure it out. And here's the problem. I'll tell you what the problem is. We don't want to raise kids. We don't want to raise kids. We don't mind making them. We'll talk about that in a second. But we don't want to raise no kids. And what's problematic about figuring it out is because parents don't realize that you really do wound your children when you're things like unreliable. Huh. You really do ruin them when you're things like unreliable, not dependable. Are y'all writing this stuff down? Inconsistent. Somebody saying, can you post this? I will leave it up if y'all support. The ways to support on the screen. This is gonna be good. When you're not reliable, not dependable, inconsistent, a pro excuse maker. And as some of you, as adults, would look at your parents or guardians that raised you and ask yourself, how reliable were they? How dependable were they? How consistent were they? And how many excuses did they make? You would be shocked that if you just answer those four questions, that'll explain a lot, won't it? There's more. I got more on the list. Irresponsible. I think somebody put it up on IG. Not accountable. Don't nothing wound you like a parent that won't apologize. I wish I could say it in Spanish. Nothing wounds you more like a parent that won't say, I'm sorry. And look at you. Some of you in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you got parents in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who have never parted their mouths and said, I'm sorry. And you would be shocked at what can be solved when it comes to your attachment style if your grown parents would just look at you one day and say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't do it all right. I apologize. I made this mistake. You'd be shocked. The pain and the agony and the anxiety that can be lifted from how you show up anxious, dismissive, or avoided all through an apology. And you would be shocked at the number of clients that I have who are now in their 40s, 50s, 60s who have never heard their parents say, I'm sorry. Let me give you another word that a lot of parents are. And this one goes perfect with my example. You want to know another word that parents are? Poor parents are? That really wounds their children? Immature. Immature. I have two great examples to explain this. We were in a well known store Tuesday when we got here. Family got here. We were in a well known store. We're kind of split up. It's something that my mom and dad always do. They always take all their kids and grandkids and spouses on vacations. And this is our second one this summer. We were just on vacation a couple of weeks ago. You guys remember. And we're in this store getting grocery items. And so we split up, and dad just tells everybody to get a buggy or whatever, which I think he overspends. And we try to reel them in, but they just go crazy for these grandkids. I have to get them to understand I'm the oldest child. I did not grow up like that. Right? And I'm grateful my parents are doing so well. So we're in this store and we're split up. We're split up. I think at the time I had my daughter, my niece Maddie with me. Yeah, my daughter, my niece Maddie with me, and we happened to find my mom on an aisle who was looking for something, and we all kind of had just our own things we wanted to do, the set things we always do. I make omelets for them. So I'm the omelet guy. So I make omelets for them every trip. That's what I got to make in the morning. So I'll be up in the morning making omelets, which I don't have to do any content tomorrow because Charlotte is taking care of that. Buy your tickets for Charlotte, August the 16th. But I make omelets. And so imagine making about 13, 14 omelets. That's what I'll be doing in the morning. um, and so me, Giselle, and Maddie, my niece, were walking in Walmart. We found what we were looking for. I think I like had it in my hand. And probably about 20 feet ahead of me was a couple. I wasn't paying him any attention. It was a man pushing a buggy and there was a woman standing next to her. I'm paying attention. Maybe 20 feet ahead of us. Just a normal couple, just going in the same direction. So we were to their backs. They were pushing the buggy. I'm in the middle. My daughter's on the left side. No, my niece is on my left side. My daughter's on the right. And we're walking, looking for everybody else. We got the things we were looking for. And as we're walking, a kid busted between me and my daughter, busted, ran between me and my daughter, and tripped over my foot and hit the ground. When he hit the ground, the mama, which I didn't know was his mama, turns around and looks at the kid and says, whatever his name is, we're going to just use Johnny. Johnny, get up. Get off the floor. What are you doing? Grabs Johnny. Get up. Stop running. I told you to stop running in the store. You know what his daddy did? His daddy looked at me. Where is my cricket soundboard when I need it? His daddy looked at me as if what, y'all? I tripped his son. Giselle looked at me and said, Daddy, you didn't see that boy coming. You didn't trip him. He ran over your foot. He had no business running in front of us, in between us anyway. He had no business running in this store. The daddy looked at me and said, no, the daddy just looked at me. I said, Sir, you didn't see your son running from way back there and y'all way up here. And he didn't say anything. And then I said, Get your son. Yes, I did. Get your son. Because if you would have been watching your son, you were 20 feet ahead of me. This boy couldn't have been no more than 5 or 6, if that. Probably more like 4 to 5. Why was a 4 or 5 year old boy that far behind y'all and y'all 20 feet ahead of me? I looked him right in his face and said, Get your son. I grabbed my daughter. I put my hand behind my daughter's back. I grabbed my niece and put my hand around her back. They're the same age. And I pulled them and I said, Y'all come on. And as I'm walking off, after I said, Get your son, he goes over to the wife who's sitting there fussing at the son and said, He's all right. He's all right. You don't have to do all of that. No, that's the problem. You ain't doing nothing. I grabbed my kid and my daughter. I said, Y'all come on. Immature parents not raising their kids. We don't raise them kids. I don't see a day at 4 and 5 where I would have been able to run in the store and be 30 to 40 feet behind my parents at the age of 4 or 5. For all I know, I could have been Freddy Krueger. Somebody grabbed your little boy and went on somewhere and ran off. Immature. I'm not making this up. Literally happened Tuesday. I'll give you a better example. You ready for this? Here's a better example. My son was playing in the 13-14 league. He's only 11. He was playing in the 13-14 league earlier this year. Team was really good. They ended up winning the championship. My son, came off the bench. He's 11 on a 13-14 team. He's 11. So he ended up coming off the bench. He contributed here and there, but I play him up because he's really good and trying to get him even better. So he plays 2, 3, 4 years older than his age. So he's out there with these big kids. Well, the game was really testy because the team that they were playing was undefeated. Nobody felt like this team could be beat. And my son's team was really good. And my team ended up beating this undefeated team, and then they would see them again in the championship, and they beat them again in the championship. It was a very testy game. A lot of the parents for that team was kind of rowdy, going back and forth with the refs, standing on the court, real ghetto. Well, one of the parents decided he wanted to fight the director of the league. He's getting into the argument with the director of the league because the director of the league walked over and said, Hey, sir, you got to calm down. You're out here threatening the referee and doing all this stuff. You got to calm down. So this parent, instead of having some self-awareness, was immature and started going back and forth with the director. The director goes outside. This is a true story. Director goes outside the gym. And when he goes out, this parent gets up and follows him. They go outside the gym door. And then you could see other people coming in to see the game, but they looked a little distraught and they were looking out. They were coming in, but they were looking distraught. And, and they were looking out, but they were walking. They were kind of looking behind the wall. And I'm thinking to myself, because I'm really cool with the director of the entire program, they're out there fighting. Well, my son is sitting right there on the bench. His team's playing. It's like the second quarter, something like that. I'm probably 50 feet from the door. So I told my daughter, I said, Giselle, sit right here. I got up. I walked to the edge of the door and looked out. And I saw some guys coming in, and somebody was holding the door open. And there were about 2 or 3 men that were coming in. And they were saying, yeah, they're outside fighting. The director, program director, black guy, parent, white guy. I'm going to add some context to this in just a second. There's a reason why I'm telling you race. Yeah, and 3 white men came in. I said, is everything okay? He said, they're out there fighting. I said, for real fighting? He said, yes, sir. So I came back in the gym, sat down. I'm waving at the guy that's over the whole program. He gets my attention, and I point like this. And I said, go outside. So he sees me. He drops his board, what he was doing. He starts running out the gym to go outside to try to break it up. Y'all tell me why. There was a guy sitting 2 seats above me, black guy, sitting 2 seats above me and says, man, dog. First of all, my name ain't Dog. I don't know who Dog is. So when he was saying dog, I didn't know who he was talking to. That's number one. Dog. I sure he ain't talking to me. He kept dog. So I turned around. So you talking to me? I said, yeah, man. He said, bro, why didn't you go out there and help? I said, help what? He said, man, you went out there, man. Why didn't you go out there and help out? I turned like this. That's my daughter. I don't know why people think I'm not bold in person. I turned just like this. I said, hey, bro. I said, you see that kid sitting over there on the bench? He said, which one? I said, the little light skinned one that's got the blonde, that got the braids with the blonde. I said, you see him? I said, yeah. I said, that's my son. He said, what that got to do with the fight? I said, why would I go outside and fight like a monkey when my kid in here playing? And I looked at him and said, stop being a monkey. I turned around and kept watching the game. My bad, dog. I ain't mean it like that, bro. I ain't mean it like that. I wasn't trying to start. I said, you ain't starting nothing. I said, but I got a son right there playing, and I got a daughter next to me. What I look like going outside fighting like a monkey? I get my part, as I said. I got help out there. What I look like running outside, while my son on the bench, he worried about what I'm doing. My daughter's in the gym. No. Parents are poor parents today because they're immature. And I want to say this to all of you. Unless it is a situation you cannot avoid, you have no business getting in fights in front of your kids. Boy, I know some of y'all cussing me out under your breath. You have no business out here fighting like an idiot in front of your kids. Unless it is a situation you absolutely can't avoid. Because you can't control other people. No. What am I going to go outside fighting a fight that ain't got nothing to do with me? Just because one of them look like me. when I got two kids who need me. Mm-mm. No. This is the problem. Raise your kids. Raise your kids. Stop being unreliable. Stop being dependable, not dependable. Stop being inconsistent. Stop being a professional excuse maker. Stop being irresponsible. Stop being not accountable. Stop being immature. You can solve their attachment style with just that. You fix that list, you fix a lot of stuff. If you fix that list, many of you have your attachment styles because your parents were a combination of, if not all, unreliable, not dependable, inconsistent, poor excuse maker, irresponsible, not accountable, and immature. And I can add more to the list, but that's a good summary. Raise your kids. And I don't get it. Why do people lose all of their creativity after they make a baby? I'm not being funny. This is an honest question. How is it that you are real creative before you make a baby, but when you make a baby, your creativity goes out the window? Like, make it make sense. You had to sneak to get some. You told lies to get some. You took off days at work, called in sick to get some. You were in the back of parks and in cars to get some. You came up with every creative way to get some, and then you became a parent. You act like you couldn't solve no problems. How could you not solve any problems after you had the baby? Oh, but you was a great problem solver before you had them. Oh no, I got a time conflict, but I got a D appointment. You know, some of you women say that. Well, I mean, I got to go to work, but I got a D appointment, so let me go. Or some of you guys, well, I got to work a double, but old girl want to get up. Let me figure, and you figured it out, didn't you? Now you got a baby and you can't figure out how to get to their games when they got a game. Your memory's so bad that you can't remember doctor's appointments. You can't remember programs at school when they're getting awards. You remembered you remember that address when they dropped that location, didn't you? It's really simple. If you had to sneak to figure out how to get some, figure out how to take care of them. If you had to figure out how to make if you had to figure out how to make your schedule work to make them, figure out how to make your schedule work to take care of them. That's going to solve a whole lot of your attachment problems. It's not going to make your kids perfect, but what it will do is it positions them to be secure, to be confident in themselves. Doc has not got everything right, but let me tell you something I ain't failed at yet. It's going to sound arrogant to y'all. I've never failed as a parent. Mm-mm. Even during some of the hardest seasons of my life, it made me parent harder. Ask them. Ask their mama. Ask my family. Ask the people I worked with before I became an entrepreneur. There were days I didn't have childcare. My kids were sitting in my office on the floor doing their homework. After I got them off the bus or got them from school and came right back to work, and they sat in my office, did their work, and I had them food packed. I didn't miss a beat. So I don't care about you or your excuses. There is never an excuse to be a piss poor parent. And this is why I know I can't go into politics. Because if I was in politics, I would create a rule that you could not have sex unless you passed a mental wellness exam. I'm serious. And if you did, you would be fined. Doc, how you gonna make that work? I have no idea. Go with it. Because I don't get how people lose their creativity after they have babies. All of a sudden, you can't figure out nothing. But you can figure out everything when you was trying to get it. And I'm talking to ladies and men because men ain't the only ones out here that's piss poor parents. Some of you women are bad mothers too. Man, where's my soundboard when I need it? And let me tell you something. I'm not making excuses for nobody. You know I don't make excuses for anybody. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But let me tell you something. It's one thing to be a bad father. To me, it's next level when you're a bad mother. Doggone it, you had them. No, I'm serious. You need to have a mental wellness test. I would change the laws on circumcision. I'm telling you, y'all would try to take me. I told my kids they would try to take me out. I would change circumcision laws. I swear I would. Some of y'all don't need to see the light of day or get nothing until you get your brain checked. That's what's causing most of the attachment style, the childhood wound problems. It's poor parenting. So how can we correct this? Let's go. I got 9 minutes. Y'all supporting this show? Y'all ain't supporting. Shout out to KP. KP sent me something I can't wait to share on Thursday. Oh my God, my lives are really about to go next level. And I am, I think it was KP or Shakita, but I can't remember. I am just so it's gonna be crazy good. Y'all be good parents. I I'm telling you, I have a low tolerance. You're a drug addict, I can help you get off of that. You got attitude issues, I can help you get with that. I can help you work it. But when you're a piss poor parent, it does something to me. Them kids didn't ask to be here. And all you do is create piss poor parenting creates more generational curses than anything else. Y'all blaming the devil. No, it's piss poor parenting. Well, you got one kid and you got 15. Just take care of them. I don't care if you got 15 kids. Listen, I love kids. I would have more kids. I am totally open. Me and my kids talk about this all the time. I am totally open to have more kids. Naturally, step kids, I'm open. I love kids. I don't care how many kids you got. Take care of them and stop making excuses. Now, how can we fix this? Real simple. Let me give you 3 things you can work to heal to correct your childhood wounds. These are things that I've taken clients through actual things, y'all. So you're getting your live therapy session right now. Oh, by the way, good thing to announce. Don't forget the contest. I'm not doing any content tomorrow. It's going to feel weird not to do content on a Friday, but Tiffany Watson is not going to have it no other kind of way. And I love her. She is really rolling. That team is rolling. I'm gonna have a contest video posted on my page. Make sure you take a look for it. Look out for it around noon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm giving away some access to a VIP seat in Charlotte. So it's gonna be out there. Check that out. Also, y'all, I need you to write down September the 13th. The tour is coming to Dallas, Texas. September the 13th. Dallas, Texas. Everybody in Houston that missed the first stop, if you're in Dallas, Fort Worth, Frisco, Arlington, blah, 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 September the 13th, I'm going to be in Dallas. That's the next tour stop. And then guess what, y'all? If all goes well, October the 4th, Los Angeles, California. Y'all, and we're almost at the end. I've got 2, maybe 3 more to add after that. Probably have those firm next week. So September the 13th, Dallas, Texas. Get there. Tickets will probably go on sale by the end of the weekend. Get there. And then October the 4th, hopefully those tickets will start to go on sale next week as well.
Los Angeles, California. All right? Making sense? Now, three ways you can heal these childhood wounds. Let me give you three things you can do to heal them or correct the wounds. Number one, improve your relationship with self awareness. Improve your relationship. April is getting on me with 6 minutes. Y'all, I need 5 extra minutes. All right. So 10:30. My family, they have given me grace. I promised them though I would be 10:35, 10 minutes. All right. Hey Naomi G, I appreciate you. The G. I'm sorry, the G stands for the great, the beautiful. She's such a sweetheart. Three things to heal to correct your wound, childhood wounds. Number one, heal your relationship with self awareness. Improve your relationship with self awareness. What do I mean by that? The best way to heal your wounds is with the people responsible for raising you. Let me tell you what I've seen in this work. If you are blessed to still have your parents alive and you've got a great relationship with your parents, the best way to heal your attachment wounds or your childhood wounds is to heal your wounds with the people responsible for raising you. Why? Because through that dialogue, especially if self awareness is there, what self awareness recorded, honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. Well, if your parent guardian is willing to be honest about who they are, where they are, what they've done, and you too, you guys, if you're blessed to still have them alive, that is a great way you can heal the wound. This also means you got to take your parents and even your family members off of a pedestal. And when I say off of a pedestal, it does not mean you lose respect for them. It means everybody has to learn to be honest. And this is what I don't get. Y'all, we hate family conversations. And let me tell you something. One of the things that has kept people in one of these nasty cycles of childhood wounds and dealing with them for as adults is fear of having family conversations. Y'all talk about everything else. Boots on the ground, fans, lottery tickets, Lionel Richie. Y'all talk about everything but the stuff you need to talk about at these family reunions. And let me tell you something. When you are willing to have a family dialogue, you can create a lot of freedom. Because some of you would be a whole lot further in your healing journey if you just could have a dialogue with the people that raised you to say, hey, this is what went on. This is what we did. This is what we could have done better. This is what we did great. Here's how you responded. This is what you could. You would be shocked at how the load would be lifted through honesty. But no, we say stupid stuff like, what happened in this house, stay in this house. Don't you say nothing. And then don't nobody talk about it. And the only time you find out the truth about stuff going on in your family is when people die. Folks die, and it's like opening up a storybook. You learn all kinds. You got cousins that live two houses down. You don't remember your parents from 3 to 5, but that's because mom and daddy broke up when you was 3, and he didn't come back until 6, and they didn't explain nothing. It was like you was there the whole time. People struggle because of the lack of honesty in these family dynamics. Y'all learn how to talk. One of the easiest ways to correct your childhood wound, do it with the people that raised you. Stop being so afraid to have family conversations. My family, awesome family. Nobody has a perfect family, but my family is outstanding. I love my family. And I was over at mom's and them's room. Some of them are there, some of us are here. And I had this card game that says, how well do you know your family? And it's a little card game thing that they brought and flip it over. And it's great, especially for the younger crew, these kids, my kids, my brother and sister's kids, the younger crew. It's great for them to play these games because they learn stuff about us. But I was just laughing, thinking about, thank you, Cassandra, for your support. They don't need no cards around here. They don't need no cards around here, especially with me, my brother, and my sisters. They don't need no cards because we taught our kids. Listen, listen. We taught our kids. And it goes a long ways to helping them to be secure in who they are and why they think the way they think, why they see the world the way they see the world. What are some ways they can see the world differently than the way we saw it? Y'all stop being afraid to have honest conversations. We hate family conversations and then be shocked why we can't get over this anxiousness. And you're right. There's really good dialogue going on here on TikTok here. Greg Corey, um, um, Yo, that's Jen, Ashley. So many really good conversations on TikTok. But let me summarize it because many of you have been criticized for trying to have honest conversations. A lot of families do have a don't ask, don't tell policy, and it ain't written on a piece of paper. It's just an unspoken rule. You don't mention that. Don't. Well, that in and of itself can breed anxiousness. And a lot of my clients that I've helped to heal their childhood wounds, their anxiousness was bred through environments of silence. Will you write that down? Some of you that have an anxious attachment style, I can almost guarantee you that your anxious attachment style is connected to environments of silence. When you grew up in a family that nobody could talk, you feel real uneasy when you're in situations that make you uncomfortable, but you can't talk. It's crazy. Have the honest conversations. It's cool if you learn of it. As a parent, let me say this to you. I strive to do this parenting thing well. I have no problems telling my kids about mistakes I've made. None. And I never worried about them not seeing me as a superhero because they learn of mistakes. In fact, it solidifies the fact that they see me as a superhero. Dog, my dad is human after all. I thought he was a machine. I tell my kids all the time. I laugh at them when we clown about this. My kids think I'm a machine. They don't expect me to miss a beat. I think they don't expect me to sleep. None of that stuff. Though they will say, "Daddy, you need to get some time." They're very thoughtful. But when I say machine, it's just they don't expect me to miss a beat at all, and I'm good with that. So if their dad has ever failed, I don't have a hard time having a conversation with them about that because I want them to know that a machine can sometimes have a malfunction and be repaired and still work as good, if not better. Y'all talk to your kids. Maybe your parents aren't living. Talk to you. You can heal your attachment style. Watch this. Here's a bonus one. I've helped clients heal their attachment style with deceased parents. I've helped them heal their attachment style by how they raise their kids today. Because sometimes you find the grace to move forward from your past by dealing with what's in front of you right now. So maybe your mom or dad you can't talk to, your parent or guardian you can't talk to. You can find the grace to move forward by how you deal with what's in front of you, your kids. Well, doc, my kids are grown, so it ain't too late. There's nothing more beautiful than to see my clients with grown children reconciling. You know, those clients are like 60 and they're reconciling with their 35-year-old kids. It's a beautiful thing because it goes to show you're never too old to make it right. And sometimes the sins of the parents can be rectified through the sins, through the way you raise your children. The sins of the parents can be rectified by how you raise your kids. Don't y'all forget that. Write that down. The sins of the parents or guardians can be rectified by how you raise your kids. Now, everybody's telling me, Doc, you got 2 minutes. I'm rushing. Here are the other two ways. I don't have time to get into them in depth. If you guys want to see this replay, support the show now. You literally got 2 minutes. Number two. So number one, you can fix your relationship or work on your relationship with self-awareness. Number two, work on your relationship with discipline. Discipline is a great way to correct childhood wounds because discipline is more than just being corrected. Discipline also deals with your ability to focus, your your ability to be structured, your ability to set better priorities. There's a list of things we can get into. This is why I really need 2 hours for this live. Um, Discipline, when we heal our relationship with discipline, we by default fix a lot of other things, like our ability to manage time, our ability to stay focused, our ability to set priorities, our ability to say no, our ability to say no. Discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. You've read the 5 years of healing. I talk about those words. Those words are powerful words. If you fix your relationship with discipline, you can solve a lot of other problems. All right. That's all I can give y'all because the timekeepers are on my neck. Number three. It's the third thing you can do to correct the wound. Y'all, I might do a part 2 video or maybe a YouTube extension of this. How about that? Um, Third thing you can fix or you can heal to correct your childhood wounds, your relationship with presence. Let me explain it. Your relationship with presence. I know y'all, time is up. 90 seconds. Your relationship with presence, Presence. What do I mean by that? Well, most people say, and I've heard other counselors and therapists, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not criticizing anybody's work. Say, well, you can heal your childhood wounds by healing your abandonment wound. Well, that's good. That's a possibility. But I like to use the word presence instead of abandonment. Let me tell you why. Because for my clients who had parents that were, say, military brats, they had to move a lot. They had a father or maybe a mother that was always deployed. So dad would be away from their child or away from them for like a year and then come back. Those kids grew up secure. You know why? You can make the argument that those kids were abandoned. But you know why they still grew up secure? Because number one, they had a parent there that was helping them to grow secure. But the parent that was missing did a great job when deployed, when they were back, of being present. Listen, y'all, just because people are in your face doesn't mean they're present. Greater than abandonment, presence measures involvement and the quality of involvement. I want you to record that. That's a custom definition. Greater than abandonment, because the abandonment doesn't measure that. We just say, "Oh, I've been abandoned. My daddy left me. My mama wasn't there. They just left me, and I was abandoned." And we just think that's the end all be all. No, presence is greater than abandonment. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate your support. Greater than abandonment is presence. Presence measures involvement and the quality of involvement. If you want to fix your attachment style or your childhood wounds, work on your relationship with presence. How do you do that? Well, if you're a parent today, or even if you're not a parent, you might just go to dinner with your friends. Learn how to have dinner without your phone. Learn how to have conversations and communication with people and be present and focused with them. Doc's about to go on his own vacation here really soon. Doc won't be doing content that week. Doc won't be spending a lot of time on my phone that week. Doc's going to be present. Present parents are not always good parents. Just because a person is in your environment doesn't mean they are active, doesn't mean they are present. I know that sounded weird, but hear me again. Present parents are not always good parents. Parents can be in your vicinity, but not be the kind of present parents that you need. So we can fix our relationship with parents by focusing on things like quality of the time that we spend with people. When you are spending time with people, when you are spending time with yourself, what is the quality of the time that you're doing? I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about being able to focus on one thing at a time. This is what makes meditation so powerful. The reason meditation is so powerful and meditation solves a lot of our mental and emotional challenges is because meditation forces you to be what? Present. It forces you to be present, to lock in a moment and only deal with that moment. And that translates into your life. Me and the kids were laughing. Me and the kids were laughing. Uh, Giselle was telling me, Giselle Info was telling me about this dinner thing that they went to, and everybody was at the table using their phones and doing all this crazy, and they were just sitting there. I wasn't with them. They were going to a kids' party, and they were just sitting there looking at everybody like, "Why y'all on y'all's phones?" They're 11 and 12. You know why? So when daddy's doing all this traveling, he's having to do the tours, I don't feel like I'm missing anything with my kids. I still feel connected to my kids. My kids don't feel abandoned. I'm very present. When my kids are in my presence, I'm with them. And I make sure that that time with them is quality. There's a whole lot of you that were in two-parent homes and both parents were there, but they paid y'all no attention, which means people can be present and still not be present. People can be present and still be absent. People can be present and still be absent, meaning not be involved, not be engaged. So an abandonment wound is more than just somebody not being around you or leaving you. You can't claim to have an abandonment wound because you have a parent that works all the time. Oh, well, my mama worked 3 shifts, so she abandoned me. No, not if she worked them shifts, but she figured out a way to still help you with your homework. Not if she worked those shifts, but she still figured out a way to be at your games and to be. Listen, you can't make excuses with me. I work 90 hours a week. I don't want to hear it. I don't want. I don't care who you are. I don't want to hear your excuse. You or your excuse. So my kids will never be able to say they've been abandoned. Daddy, you work a lot of hours, but daddy still finds a way for us to sit down and watch Love Island, for us to go out to eat, for us to talk and have conversations, meaningful conversations, for me to be at every single game. I adjust. Some of you are my clients. You know what it's like to get an email from me saying, hey, I got to adjust an appointment. Can't make your session. And 9.5 times out of 10, it's because my kid's schedule changed. Oh, well, y'all second. Fix your relationship with presence. Learn to understand the value of quality time, and it starts with you. This is why meditation and journaling is important. So you can become one with yourself. You can become one with understanding the power of quality time, doing one thing at a time, focusing on one thing at a time. And watch this translate into your relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, your relationships with your children, your relationship with your coworkers. When people talk to you, put your phone down, look them in the face. And you will see that this stuff helps to heal some of these attachment wounds or these childhood wounds that you have that you called abandonment was really connected into people not being as present in your life as they needed to be. It solves a lot. Y'all, this makes sense. Thank you, Meek, for your support. I appreciate you. Y'all, was this helpful tonight? I know I'm rushing off. I'm typically on to about 11:15. I gotta go. This makes sense tonight? Was this helpful? It was? If it was, I want you to type church in the comments with a lot of R's. Let me see it. While you're doing it, let me run these announcements really quickly. Was this helpful? Type church in the comments. Let's see it. I really appreciate. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for giving me the grace to do this fast and get out of the way. Again, August the 16th, I'm going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's the next stop of the tour. If you have not received your tickets, go ahead and do that right away. The link is in my bio. Make sure you do that. Also, check out my social media. There is a contest starting tomorrow. I'm going to be giving away VIP access to the Charlotte stop. You got to submit a video. All the details will be on the flyer, included in the video as well. Follow those instructions. Certainly hope you will participate in that. Really excited about what Charlotte is doing there. Don't forget, book number 5 will probably go pre-sale starting next week. Don't make it happen. Let it go. I'm going to teach you the power of what I call a spiritual principle, and that is being able to let go. Letting go is a spiritual principle. And so some of you are going to need to read the 5 areas of healing before you even get into this book, because it ain't going to make sense. Speaking of the 5 areas of healing, many of you have asked, Doc, is out of stock? When is it coming back? My hope in the next week or two that will be back in stock as well. And then finally, September the 13th, the tour is coming to Dallas, Texas. September the 13th, mark your calendar. Building a great team there. If you are in Texas or anywhere near it, or you just want to get on a plane and come, I want to see you there September the 13th. And then we are about 98% sure that we're going to be in Los Angeles, California, October the 4th. And then I've got 2 or 3 more cities to add, and we're going to be done for the tour this year, and it's going to be great. So block your calendar now. If you're in Dallas, I can't wait to see you there, and it's going to be a great time. All right, y'all, I'm out. Support the show. If you have not supported the show, the ways to support are on the screen. I appreciate your support. Peace and blessings. Got to run with my family. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Take care now. Like the video, share the video, y'all. We'll leave it up. Good night.